G'day and welcome back to the RDFNL headquarters here. Yendy here with Shawnee again. Great being in your company, mate.
Great to be here once again, mate. And we talked earlier in the week about how exciting it was with the finals around the corner. Now it's literally just, you can count it in hours, not days.
Absolutely,
Fantastic.
mate. It's very, very exciting time of the year. And of course, OKRFM, they're going to be out at Wallen this weekend, which is going to be outstanding. And Team Highlands FM, 100.7 FM at Rockbank from 9:30 on both Saturday and Sunday. You'll get that right throughout the final series. So we'll be giving you everything, all the interviews there with the netballers as well. It's going to be huge as we cross to Green Hill Reserve over at Wallen and the big senior grand final there, mate. Riddle v Diggers Rest.
The grand final. You've called it early. I reckon it's under the qualifying final this week. It was the grand final 2 years ago.
Maybe, yeah.
And it could be the early chance for the 2015 grand final. There's no doubt about that. But the McDonald's final series does kick off this week, as you mentioned, at Wallen. Riddle versus Diggers Rest in the qualifying final. What a game this is going to be in between two sides that have been the form sides of the competition in the second half of the year.
They certainly have been, and they've faced each other, I think, twice this year, and there's certainly been some very good contests there. And so the day starts with the under 18.5s elimination final. We've got Kilmore v Diggers Rest. Then that starts at 9:40. Then we've got the reserves qualifying final, Diggers Rest v Sunbury Kangaroos.
So there has been a couple of venue changes so that we've got all the Diggers Rest teams at one ground, we've got all the Rupertswood teams at one ground, we've got all the Macedon teams at one ground, so just to make it that bit easier for those clubs in the finals.
Simply sensational, mate. Now looking over at the netball from 10 o'clock, we've got the under 19s qualifying final, Rupo v Melton Centrals. C grade, we've got more qualifying final, Rupo v Romsey, Rupertswood v Macedon take to the court in B grade, and in the qualifying final, Riddle v Rupertswood.
That is going to be an absolute cracking game as well. Riddle have been fantastic this year. They haven't lost a game, and their team closely resembles the Victorian Netball League lineup, not just an A-grade lineup. But on the flip side of the coin, so do Rupertswood. They've got a lot of VNL representation in their team as well. Outdoor court, obviously, the outdoor game now being played in the finals. Whether that hampers Rupertswood, I'm not sure, having played all of their games inside for most of the year, but this is going to be a great game. Look for, obviously, a great matchup with Lauren Close running through the Riddle team, the playing coach, and of course Amy Starza for Rupertswood as well in goals, who was fantastic for the ACU Sovereigns this year.
Magnificent. Loz did have the week off last week. She'll have a fair idea. We'll be firing up now across to the NKO Reserve, and so it's going to be Dave Rupertswood starting with the under 18 and a half qualifying final, Rupo v Wood and Heskett. Then first elimination final, Rupertswood v Wood and Heskett. And then the first elimination final, Rupertswood v Broadford.
Great game, big game, of course. As we know, Rupertswood win this in third spot. They go through to a second semi, but if they lose it, they're gone. So third spot, not all can be cracked up to be at times. And especially with the Broadford team, played at Rockbank last week, so they'll be familiar with the ground. The game style... The size of Rockbank may not suit Rupertswood all that much, being a smaller ground. I don't know if it'll suit their running style all that much. So, danger signs for Rupertswood. Obviously, Russell Robertson kicking goals for Broadford at the moment. Brody Holland doing some good work through the midfield. And, of course, Josh Philpott in the ruck has been absolutely fantastic this year for Broadford. And he will get things going very well. Broadford are a smoky in this one.
They are, mate. And the last time Rupertswood played here in a final, their finals series came to an end.
Yes.
And we had the privilege earlier on in the week to catch up with some of the stars.
We're here at Broadford, and we've got a good mate of ours, Brody Holland. Thanks for joining us, mate. You're getting ready for a massive weekend against Rupo?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't played finals at local footy for a couple of years now, so it's great to be involved. And the club haven't played finals for a little while, so it's good to be up here and hopefully we can do something positive for the club this weekend.
Is there just a bit of excitement around town at the moment? Obviously, I know you don't get a chance to come up and experience, but is there just a bit of buzz around town that finals are here?
I certainly think there is. Certainly been around the place here, there's a buzz, and you can feel it tonight. There's maximum numbers at training, as there usually is at this time of the year, and you can just sort of sense that nervousness and I suppose hunger and around the place, and it's good. It's great. It's great to see some of the young blokes who you can tell are on edge a little bit, and it's a good time of the year to be playing footy.
There's a good chance for you to part some of your experience as well with AFL footy to sort of share with some of these younger guys coming through.
Yeah, look, I'll share as much of my experience as I can. I played in some finals, obviously at AFL level, and played in the AFL Grand Final. Unfortunately losing, but have that experience, and I played in back-to-back grand finals and premierships with Maribyrnong Park and the Essendon District Footy League as well. So everything that I've sort of learned over that journey, I'll try and give my best and most wisest words to those young fellas that are playing on the weekend.
And the boys have been pretty good this year. I think they've only the biggest losing margin is about 4 goals against some of these top sides. So it's probably a bit of self-belief in the team that they could really win well on the weekend. or be competitive?
Yeah, I certainly think so. That's got to give us enough confidence to suggest if we put it together, we can win. And a lot of those games we didn't have a full side in, and I certainly think we've improved as the season's progressed. So anything can happen in finals, and it's a completely different game. So now it's just about, I suppose, putting our best side on the ground and having a crack at absolutely every contest. And if we play well on the day, we certainly think we can beat anybody.
And the beauty about Broadford in particular is you've got a pretty well balanced side. There's no necessary play you have to shut down. Unfortunately, on the other side, Rupa are a bit the same as well. So that in itself makes a very interesting contest.
Yeah, I think it will be an interesting contest. They're young and fit and enthusiastic, and they're obviously a very skillful side. So they're going to be tough to combat. But if our pressure is good enough on the day. I think last time we played them, although I didn't play, from what I hear, the pressure was at its optimum, and it gave us a window of opportunity to beat them on the day, and unfortunately we didn't take those opportunities. But we get another chance at it, and if we get it right this time, then there's more on the table this time. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if we get it right, we'll get the chocolates.
Sensational, mate. Well, thanks so much for joining us here on the RDFL Footy Show, mate. We appreciate your company. We look forward to calling you on Highlands FM on the weekend. We're still here in the fantastic gym down here at Broadford. Magnificent. We're here with Reece and Skip. Skip, you're getting ready for a big final series as coach. How are you feeling about it as heading into this big game against the Sharks?
Oh yeah, we know we've got to play our best footy to sort of get the result against these guys. They're pretty well drilled, so there's a bit of a buzz around the club. It's been a long time since we've been in final, so I think the whole club and the players are looking forward to it.
Sensational. And Reece, you've had a big year this year, mate. How have you enjoyed your footy this year?
Yeah, it's been good. We've had a fair few new blokes get around the club, and it's been a good year so far. So hopefully we can keep going through the finals.
Tell us a little bit about your role in the team, mate. What are we going to expect from you on Saturday?
Hopefully dominate, mate. I'll be coming out, I'm thinking, and I'm playing in the back line, so I'll be on one of the big forwards. So hopefully can keep them pretty quiet and run it out and do what I do.
Get on the big fella, big boy Lee Brennan. He only had one goal on the weekend, mate. So I think with that form, I think you would be in half a chance to keep him to a similar sort of score.
Yeah, it'd be good. Hopefully keep him to none. So that'll be good.
Skipper, I guess sort of looking at the Sharks. Cam McCory, fresh off a bag of 10 goals last week, and realistically, he should be playing Colin Cannon's footy with this sort of talent. Is he one of those young kids that you'll be looking to hopefully stop his dominance?
Oh yeah, I suppose even if he is a kid, he's obviously got some talent. You don't kick 10 in this league without having some talent, and we'll show him the respect that he deserves. And hopefully we can sort of curtail his influence a fair bit as well.
Last time you played these boys, they got the job done by 15 points. What did you sort of learn from that game that has sort of taken to the rest of the season?
Oh look, I think they set up well behind the stoppage, which is something that we've sort of concentrated on the track this week. And if we can sort of control those stoppages, I think it'll go a long way to winning the game on Saturday.
Sensational. And Reece, obviously, a big role in the back line this year. Rupert's they've been known to score quite heavily throughout the year. What's sort of important for you and the team in the back line to get the job done? Yeah,
we've been running it out. We've been working pretty good together. I think our back line's held us up pretty well this year. We've run it out. We just haven't put the scores on the board. So if we stick to what we've been doing all year pretty much and run it out and work together, I can't see why we can't beat them. They just got it over us the other time. So it's a good shot. When it comes to finals, anything can happen.
You've got Corey in there who's done a magnificent job after playing a bit of the role in the midfield last year. How important is it to have that sort of run down the ground level for you in the back line?
Yeah, Varney's been good. I think it suits him more down the back line. He's got those short bursts and just breaks out of the packs, takes people on, and he's good. Then you have Dutchy down there, sort of as a leader, taking marks, sort of telling us what to do. So it's good. We've got a good back line. So they've got a big few forwards. So hopefully we can match them up.
Now, Skip, obviously, big game. Where are you going to get the job done against Rupo? What's going to be your biggest strength?
Oh, I think our midfield through blokes like Jimmy Philpott and Stevie Boyle coming back into the side obviously gives you a lot of drive, a lot of spark through there. And we've got a fair few rotations that we can put blokes through there to keep them pretty fresh in that, Chris. So, look, at the end of the day, I think finals footy, everything goes up a notch. So if you don't bring the right intent and the right pressure, you could find yourself chasing the game pretty quick.
And how handy is it to have a bloke like Josh Pound? He can slip forward, kick a few goals, but also get the job done in the midfield as well.
Yeah, Poundy's good. He's a leader around the club too. He's sort of embraced the club, and but around stoppages, he doesn't look like he does it fast, but he does actually get the job done, and he's clean by foot, and he knows how to find space. So we push him forward at every opportunity we can. He normally comes up with the goods and kicks us a couple. So.
Sensational. Well, guys, we wish you all the best on the day. It's going to be really exciting to see you guys in action, of course, live on Highlands FM down at Ian Cow. We're really pumped to see you guys again. We'll be seeing the twos as well. Keep up the good work and put on a good show for us out there.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Well, it was good to catch up with those guys to preview this week's big game between the Roos and the Sharks. As we look ahead to the netball over at the Ian Cow Reserve, and we go with A grade. All the first elimination finals.
Yep.
We've got Macedon v Melton Centrals. In B grade, we've got Riddle v Lansfield. C grade, we've got Melton Centrals v Macedon. And in the under 19s, Riddle v Woodend Heskett.
Really interesting A grade game you just mentioned there as well. Macedon taking on the Melton Centrals. Of course, Macedon fantastic in the first half of the year and then had some turmoil in their club in the second half of the year and results weren't quite there. And we know Melton Central can get it done on the big stage, having won the premiership last year. And they'll miss Renee Hulls, obviously, who's been out for the season with a shoulder injury. But Beck Colwell, the key to this game in goals for Macedon. She's been fantastic this year. If she gets going early, it's going to be tough for the Melton Central's defence to hold her.
Certainly great for the Cats, given what they've had to endure early on in the season. Now across to Sunday, Eric Borden Reserve. Of course, all footy games live and exclusive on 100.7 Highlands FM at the ground, and then from 1:30pm, those outside the ground will get a chance to pick up the feed as we start with the under 18s and halves. This is the first elimination final, Riddle v Macedon. Second elimination final, we got Macedon v Broadford, and the big senior game, Romsey v Macedon.
This is going to be interesting as well. We saw this game not too long ago. We actually called it together on 100.7 Highlands FM, and there was only 3 goals in it that day. The Macedon boys really took it up to Romsey at Romsey. Romsey showed last week that if they get going and they can play their best footy, they are more than a handful. But so are Macedon, if they can get their full side back in. And there's a question mark over whether they can because they haven't had it going for the last couple of weeks. But if they can get their best side on the park, they'll give this one a push.
And we know Marcus Kenny will be out for the rest of the season, so that certainly puts a bit of a dent. But at the end of the day, Jason Cook has been in red-hot form there for the Cats. And look, they're both teams, different form last week. One really good, one, well, they had a little bit of work to do.
Not so good.
So we'll see how their form stacks up. As we cross to just the netball games, all second elimination finals from under 19s. We've got Lansfield v Macedon. C grade, we've got Riddle v Broadford. B grade, we've got Romsey v Broadford, and in the A grade, Romsey v Lansfield. Good local derby to finish things up.
Yeah, it will be another really, really interesting game. Jesus, some good netball finals this week as well. Obviously, Hope Hamilton's been fantastic for Romsey this year, but the Lansfield side, Alan Watson's coaching has been fantastic this year, and what he's done with that team, he has got them going from strength to strength. It would not surprise me at all to see Lansfield win this game, but having said that, Romsey a very experienced lineup, and they know what to do at this time of year, and you can just see that Romsey Finals Express getting into overdrive and then getting through this week.
This could either be the closest final of the weekend or it could be the most one-sided final of the weekend.
Correct. There's no in-between with this one. I reckon you're right. It will be goal for goal or it will be 15 goals either way.
Should be really exciting, mate. Well, we're privileged to be involved with you guys heading into the final series, mate. It's going to be huge for week 1 of the RDFNL
Yeah,
finals.
it will be. It's obviously a big, big week. Get down and support it if you can. It's going to be a great week across the RDFL. $10 admission gets you into the ground, of course. A couple of bucks for the record, $6 for concession, and under 16 free of charge. So get around, as we said before. Saturday will be Wallen and Rockbank, and Sunday will be the Sunbury Kangaroos as well. And as we know, week 2 of the finals, Riddle next week on Saturday will be hosting the second semi-final, and on Sunday the first semi-final will be hosted by the Woodend Heskett Football Club at Boardman Reserve, Sunbury Kangaroos grounds. So, as we know, it was announced earlier this week, they will be the venues for next week's finals. So, very much looking forward to the second week of the finals.
Geez, you're spoiling me, mate. I had the prelim around the corner from my place last year, and now I basically have to walk up the road to see 2 cracking finals the next few weeks.
Doing very well.
Excellent. We look forward to seeing you guys out of the finals this weekend and get out there and enjoy it.